One thing when you work at a theme park that you're definitely going to wonder is, why do people do what they do? Drives you nuts. So I'm here in Eureka Springs for a couple days, so you'll notice the background looks a little different. You'll hear some interesting background noise. But I was just reviewing some old things, talking with a friend about some of the crazy stuff that people did. And we really came to this conclusion about working at a theme park is, why do people do the crazy, goofy things they do when they go to parks? For example, they don't listen to the cast members. They'll do something stupid, you tell them not to do it, and they continue to do it. A great example was, we had one lady at Disney World. I'm working at the Magic Kingdom. I'm taking pictures of people going by on their bicycle real slow. I'm taking pictures of Stitch. And there's a lady that's exiting the queue area for Buzz Lightyear. And she's stepping over the chains. And the cast member's telling her, "Ma'am, please don't step over the chains." And the lady looks at her and continues to do it. And again, the cast member's going, "Ma'am, please don't step over the chains." And the lady looks at her again and continues stepping over the chains. Well, as the cast member's about to say it a third time, the lady steps on one of the chains, trips, breaks her arm. Okay, here comes first aid. Because of the commotion, we got to step off stage. And okay, so here's a hint when you go to a theme park. If the employees are telling you something, listen to them. They're telling you for a reason, not for you to ignore them. The employees aren't stupid. They know what they're talking about, and they're telling you for your own good. Listen, pay attention, and don't throw attitude at them. I never understood this entitled bit where some people think they can cut in line, not obey rules or whatever. The good old, "I paid a lot of money to be here." Yeah, so did everybody else, and they're not demanding the stuff you are. You know, things happen sometimes. Sometimes you catch somebody in a bad mood. Sometimes a ride breaks or whatever. If you want the cast member or the employee to do something for you, don't be rude to them. I know this is a crazy thought, but if you treat people nicely, you might find they're going to be much more helpful to you. Yes, they're there to help you, but if you're just being a jerk, you're not going to get a whole lot of help. If you think you're more entitled than everybody around you, you're not going to get a whole lot of help. In fact, the cast member's probably going to find a way to just brush you off and get rid of you because you're acting like a schmuck. But if you talk politely, sweetly, you know, what's that old saying? A little bit of honey catches the fly. You'll find that if you're nice to them, that they will go out of their way to help you. It's why when we've run into issues when Fastpass was a thing. We had a group of 6, and for some reason only 5 of us had a Fastpass. Talking sweetly to that cast member at the front of the line, let them go, you know, we can do this, and they let the other one in. We had an issue one time at Epcot where we had a friend come in, and for some reason, the machines up front weren't registering their ticket. So they had to go into another line to get their ticket updated, to get this fixed. And as part of the process, to help make up for it, they added 3 fast passes onto everybody's ticket in our party. Cool. Except for some reason the system glitched and it didn't add it on right. So we got up to Frozen the Ride where it's supposed to work, and the system's not showing any fast passes. But they could pull up another system that did have fast pass. And so they're kind of saying, well, we're not seeing it on here. We're really not supposed to do it. And in talking with them, we were sweet. We were polite. You know, hey, okay, we thought it would work. It shows here. It doesn't show there. You know, is there anything you can do? And after a couple minutes of being sweet with them, they waved us in. Now, if we had been rude,
"I deserve this fast pass. Don't you know how much I paid to get in here?"
we would have gotten a wall. Sorry, it's not on your system. We don't see it. It doesn't work here. Bye. And that's what would have happened. Be nice. Be sweet. Remember, you're talking to people. And they like to be treated nicely. You don't want to be treated like a jerk? Don't be a jerk. And that way as well, you won't ever have to worry about the have a magical day. That's right. The saying among cast members, if you're being a jerk and they're basically telling you to go away up yours, it's have a magical day. Now, it's not always used rudely or meanly, so let me just diverge for just a second here. The phrase have a magical day is the one that we use down in Florida. I have heard people say it's have a Disney day. I think that honestly that has kind of risen up because of the internet. I never heard that in my 5 years working at Disney World of Florida. Nobody ever said have a Disney day. It was have a magical day. And not everybody said it rudely or meanly. There were a lot of people that would use it and mean it in a genuine way, especially with kids. Hey, y'all have a magical day. And they meant have a wonderful day. But it was the one that could also be said through gritted teeth. You have a magical day. And that was the, I don't like you. I'm not real happy with you right now. Go away. So it did go both ways, but have a magical day was the phrase that we used. Have a Disney day, honestly, I think it's an internet thing, and it's kind of exploded. Now you'll hear it sometimes in the parks, but it's an internet deal. So other people that would drive me nuts, still drive me nuts. The ones honestly, there's times I want to reach out and smack these people upside the head, are the ones who talk in a pre-show or a show or during a ride. Okay, I understand some talking, there's whispering that can be done. I understand wanting to kind of talk along with the show. Okay, at Muppets, I recite the lines and stuff. Do it quiet, so only the person next to you can hear, maybe. Otherwise, shush. We don't need to have 10 people in the room saying loudly,
I'm your ghost host.
Okay, no, you're not, he is. Zip it. Especially during pre-shows. Last time I rode Flight of Passage, there was this group in front of me of 4 people, and they wouldn't shut up, and you couldn't hear a thing that was said. Look, I understand if you're not interested or you know it, but there's other people that haven't experienced it. Be quiet. The same kind of goes for flash photography on a ride. Don't flash photography on a dark ride. And if you're going to record it, trust me, I get this. I do record on dark rides sometimes. Do one of 2 things, or both. One, dim your screen so it's not lighting up the whole thing. That's annoying. The other thing you can do that people will appreciate is hold it close to your chest so that the light is reflected on your body and it's not lighting up everything. Really, turn the screens off or down and don't use flash. Don't ruin it for everybody around you, especially if they haven't experienced it and you don't know if they have, so assume they haven't. Which kind of reminds me, don't ruin the magic. My goodness, these people that think they know so much, and so they have to tell everybody what they know. You go up to a character, wow, I'll bet they're really hot inside that outfit. Really? You know, there are kids and stuff that believe that really is them. Knock it off. You're not proving anything to anybody by showing how much you know and breaking the magic, except that you're proving you're a jerk, okay? You really don't need to show everybody how much you do and don't know by telling them. Okay, now, if somebody were to ask, be quiet. I mean, when I'm at the parks, I have people ask me about secrets and backstage stuff on a regular basis. Step out of the way where other people aren't going to hear. Talk quietly about it. Make sure that you're not ruining it for other people. Don't be a show-off, really. Kind of lastly on my list are the people who don't use their brains. They don't pay attention to where they are. They're not thinking. Okay, guys, I know our joke is that at Silver Dollar City, people would lock their brains in the trunk, and at Walt Disney World, that the finger scanners would suck their brains out. Don't be that person. Don't be the one who sits there and walks down Main Street and stops a photographer in the middle of taking a picture of the family and goes, "Where's the castle?" I don't know. Don't be the person who goes to Silver Dollar City and walks up to one of the employees and asks, "When did they move the cave?" Caves don't move. Don't be the person that I saw online recently that walked up to a cast member at Animal Kingdom and asked, "When does the tree change to the castle at night for the fireworks?" What? Okay, that was one I never got. That was, of course, I didn't work at Animal Kingdom, but that's a doozy. Really? Some of the stuff that people think of, I will never forget the family. I was standing out in front of the train station, and I told this story a long time ago, but it's still the ultimate for me in so many of these different things, because it hits several of these points. It hits the know-it-all, it hits the don't listen to the cast members, it hits the have a clue where you're at. I'm out in front of the train station, I'm taking pictures of people at the train station with the Mickey planner and the Mickey head there, and this family walks up, and the dad sees it and yells, "Hey kids, let's get a picture in front of the castle." Okay, maybe I should just let them go along, but I was like, that's not the castle, that's the train station. And the guy looks at me, gives me a dirty look. What are you? You're an idiot. You can see this going through his mind. He says, "Don't worry about him, kids. Look at the castle. Let's get a picture in front of the castle." No, the train station looks nothing like a castle. This is the train station. You'll see the train coming in here in just a minute. I'm happy to take your picture if you want. I can use your camera. And he looks at me. "No, I can take the picture. Kids, don't listen to him. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Just get in front of the castle. We'll get a picture here." Okay, but the castle's actually through the tunnel down Main, and he gives me the dirtiest look. Like, you can just see, you don't know what you're talking about. You're an idiot. At that point, I was like, okay, hope you enjoy the train station when you get on the other side. Don't get the castle mixed up with the train station. They're not the same. Don't be that dad. And nope, he wasn't trying to be silly or smart or whatever. He genuinely thought that was the castle, because pay attention to the cast members. Don't be a rude jerk. Don't be a know-it-all, and have a clue where you're at and what's going on, and you'll have an awesome day at the theme park. Do those others, though, and you will be the one that people like me talk about afterwards. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'd love to hear your comments. Have you heard some of the silliness like I've heard at the parks? I would love to hear. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. We're on the way to 30,000 subs and a huge blowout when we get there. Help me get there, and be sure to share the video. I also want to give a huge thank you to my patrons, my supporters. Their financial support helps make all of this possible. So I do want to give a huge thank you to a couple. I forgot to write their names down, so I'm trying to get this off memory. But to Babina over in the UK, thank you so much. And to Carolyn Slack, thank you so much for signing on as patrons. It means the world to me. They get all sorts of insider information, background notes, early previews, and more. If you want to know more about the previews and benefits, be sure to check the links down below in the description, along with all the other stuff that's there. Thank you so incredibly much for watching. God bless. Talking sweetly to that cast member at the front got us to...
Jerk, hey, I deserve this pass.
And don't... Okay. You don't need to go around ruining the magic, talking about the reality of who's in a costume and what they're doing, and cars go by. Or trucks. You really don't need to show everybody how much... Ooh, wow, they're squeaking pretty bad. Okay. You really don't need... Beep, beep, beep. Did he miss his turn or what? No, okay. Kind of lastly on my list are the people who don't use... Ooh, that's gonna fall. Yeah. Here comes Coca-Cola truck again. Guess he turned around. So, folks, Thank you so much for. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to know about contact information, fan pages, merchandise, and more, please be sure to check the description below. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to know when I have new ones, well, make sure you hit that subscribe button right up there. And if you want to see another one of my videos, well, I've got a great one for you right here. And a huge thank you to these wonderful people here who support me on Patreon and with YouTube memberships. They get behind the scenes information, special perks, and more. If you'd like to know more about that, well, make sure you check that button right there. Thank you so much.